Are you currently looking to buy a piece of real estate here in Calgary? Well, might not come to you as such a surprise, but you'd be among literally the tens of thousands of people from other provinces and outside the country trying to do the exact same thing. Now, with all this chaos that the market has created, what will this look like going forward? Hey everyone, Steve Lockyer here. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching. For today's video, I actually want to answer some commonly asked questions that I've received about real estate in Calgary and surrounding area. And I also want to clarify some misconceptions about Calgary's real estate market. Lastly, I also want to share some information concerning home and lot availability in the very near future. So, without further ado, let's go. Now, the first thing I want to address before I answer questions are just the realities of Calgary's market. Many of you are really informed by the market that you're currently in, maybe out of province, another city, another country, but I want to talk specifically about Calgary. Since 2019, sales have increased as well as sales prices, of course. But in that same time frame, the inventory has gone down. This has created a simple supply and demand issue here, as it has in Ontario and British Columbia. Economics 101, people. We also know that COVID-19 has created more work from home opportunities, which in turn has allowed people who are wanting to reduce living expenses to seek other options. A lot of those options, of course, happen to be whether in the East Coast of Canada or Calgary for being very affordable. Calgary is a major city that can compete with other major cities in Canada in terms of amenities, recreation, and entertainment. The other thing though that some of these other major cities don't have as much as Calgary does is our green spaces, parks, bike paths, and more. I've spoken to many people from BC and Ontario that are renting, but they're unable to be homeowners due to the outrageous real estate prices there. I think the actual median prices right now are over $1 million. I think it's like 1.26 million. And being born and raised in Ontario myself and seeing the listing prices of some of the houses that are on the market makes me think, who would ever buy that house for that price? Come on people, it's Ontario, not California. Probably the first or the most commonly asked question I have received so far. Now, here we go. What can I get for this amount? Or what can I get for my budget of blank? Now, that's all gonna depend on where you want to live. But apart from location, a budget of approximately $600,000 will get you a laned or a smaller front garage home with about 1,700 square feet of living space. Now, I just want to talk to you quickly about that. A lot of people have said to me after I've responded with that information, well, I saw this property on MLS and it was actually going for $580 and it was 1,800 square feet, front garage, you get the works with it. Please remember that just like Ontario, just like Vancouver and BC, we are getting bidding wars on resale homes. Now, these bidding wars that are going on are driving up prices incredibly high. We have people coming in, say on a house that's listed for $530,000, and they're automatically aiming high and going $60,000 over asking in order to get the home. A budget of $400,000 will get you most likely around a townhome with about 1,400 square feet or less, or a condo. Please know this. I have had a lot of people, especially from Ontario, say, my budget's $400,000 and I want this, this, and this. This budget will not get you a walkout basement with a fully finished basement, plus a 3rd-story loft, plus a fully legal basement suite, plus all the highest upgrades involved in a new build. Absolutely no way. The next major question I get is, where should I live? Where's a great location? Now, this is a difficult one to answer, Dave, because in order for me to answer this question, you would have to consider the following things. And this is a limited list. There's many more to consider, but schools, hospitals, amenities, transportation, scenery, and obviously the biggest one, budget. Now, if you have children and are looking for good schools or good school communities in areas, you really need to focus on areas that are a little bit more mature and developed. Now, here's been Calgary's problem, and I've mentioned that on a video before, that Calgary tends to be behind with schools. So the city of Calgary takes a few years for them to even get going with putting public schools in new communities. And so often in those new communities, children have to either take school buses or be dropped off to the designated schools. And those designated schools sometimes can be upward of 20 plus minutes away from where you live. Okay. Now, in terms of hospitals, the second thing, I know hospitals is a big concern, or medical centers. The major hospitals in Calgary are Peter Lougheed Centre, that's in the northeast near Saddle Ridge. The Alberta Children's Hospital, which is in Varsity Northwest, the Rocky View General Hospital, which is located in East Ridge in the southwest, and the other one is the South Health Campus in Seaton, southeast. Most communities in Calgary offer a lot, and you really don't have to travel too far in order to get to a major shopping center. Each community is very self-sufficient for especially food, groceries, and basic clothing. Regarding transportation, and I've mentioned this as well in another video, but the city of Calgary does have a bus and a train system with stops and stations throughout the city. Allow me to give my own personal opinion on this matter. I think the bus system is especially lacking here in Calgary, especially compared to Vancouver or the Greater Toronto area. But nonetheless, it does have one. It depends, you might have to take a couple of buses to get to where you want to go. Also the C train and the LRT, which are trains, they run north, south, east, and west. But the stations are not located in all the communities or many communities. You really have to check the website so that you know exactly the routes that it will go, as well as where to pick up those trains. Mountain views are the most sought after in Calgary, of course. Many people want the Rocky Mountain view where they live. Now, just to kind of give you a little bit of idea about geography, the north tends to have more rolling hills, so bigger kind of hills, whereas the south has more soft and subtle hills, but it has flatter plains. So a lot of people like to live in Calgary Southwest especially. That has very vivid and clear views of the Rocky Mountains. But also the Northwest has those. So the new community of Rockland Park, Tuscany, or Rocky Ridge will have that. But please know, just as with location in real estate in general, you're going to spend more money in those areas. Last question I'm going to answer in this video is, when are builders going to have lots? That's a very fair question. Even the area sales managers or the realtors or the other sales staff that work for builders, they are just getting little bits of information as the day goes on. Sometimes they get the information right before they open up, and so then they're scrambling to get things ready before they open at 2 on a weekday or at 12 on a weekend. I keep up on this information on a daily basis, so I am aware of things to come. Now that leads me to my last point, and that's about availability. So I do have several different types of homes, so duplexes, townhomes, laned, detached in front garage, detached homes that will be available for purchase in March. These homes are located in all quadrants of Calgary. I also have some that are coming available in Chestermere, Cochrane, and Airdrie. So if you're interested in finding out more, please fill out the form in the description below. That this provided you with a little bit more direction going forward I understand it's a very difficult process, so if you have any more questions, please comment below and I will definitely respond to you accordingly. With that being said, I hope you have a great day, a great week, and
I'll catch you on the next video.